There's a surprising number of products that will immediately improve your hair. So today we're taking a look at some of my favorites. Product 1. Everyone knows split ends are the most annoying thing on the planet. A while back, I had a client come in asking, how do I fix all my split ends? She told me that she had gone to Target and gotten this Eva NYC product that claims to instantly repair split ends. When she sees it, she's like, oh my gosh, this is so cool. I had no idea there were products that can instantly fix my ends. I'm buying this right now. As she's telling me this, I'm like, okay, and how did it work out for you? She's like, well, it didn't really do anything. It actually did absolutely nothing because I'm here and I've still got all these split ends. Can you help me? So I'm like, sure, but I'm gonna need you to promise me you'll stop buying anything from that brand. Whenever you see buzzwords on the label like non-GMO, like GMO is for food. It has absolutely nothing to do with hair products. Never fall for these tricks, please. The best products are always the basics. If you have split ends, hair oil is what you need. So when we finished, I put some in her hair and it immediately hid all her split ends and made her hair look a million times better. And I use the word hid because you cannot fix split ends. Once they split, they're split forever. But oil does way more than that. At the last meetup I had, there was a nice woman who asked, how can I get all this frizz to go away and look smooth? I looked at her hair and I realized that it was just a little dryness, and that's what was causing the frizz and kind of making the hair unmanageable. So I go over, I asked Leslie for her hair oil.
Because I keep it in my purse.
I run some through this woman's hair and she's like, oh my gosh, how did you do that? All the little flyaways and all the frizz are gone and it made everything shiny. I told her that a lot of women just don't use enough oil, so experiment a little bit if you're struggling with dryness and frizz, because hair oil is like lotion for your hair. And if it's dry, it will immediately improve the way it looks. Product 2. I had a client come in with damaged hair. She's like, I just moved here after my divorce and I want a fresh start with pretty healthy hair again. So I'm like, absolutely, we can definitely do that for you. And she goes, great, okay, so what's the best mask I can use to get that healthy hair? But I go, masks don't get you healthy hair. Masks are like that cherry on top when everything else in your routine is on point. If you use a mask all by itself to try to fix damaged hair, it's not gonna do much for you. Hair damage is actually a bunch of little holes in your hair. That's why damaged hair is dry and can't hold moisture. It's like a bucket with a hole in the bottom. If you're using a mask to keep putting moisture into that hair, it's gonna leak right out the holes like you didn't do anything in the first place. The key to getting great results from a mask is patching all those tiny holes first. And luckily, there's a product that makes an immediate impact on those holes, and it is called Redken's Intensive Pre-Shampoo Treatment. You'll notice a huge difference literally the first time you use it. That's because when you came in with your mask, your hair will actually be able to hold the moisture, and you'll actually be able to feel that your hair is healthier than before you use this. All you have to do is put it on your damaged hair for 10 minutes, then step into the shower, wash your hair, and use a mask instead of your normal conditioner. Anyway, we used this on her hair that day, and on her way out of the salon, she couldn't believe how great her hair felt. The intensive treatment immediately improves hair. All right, so this next one's a little bit hard to believe, but I have video evidence to show you right here. Product 3. There's this one client that I always have to go back and forth with. Let's call her Linda. She always has damaged hair, and the reason is half the time she doesn't use any heat protectant at all. She's always, I'm too busy, I don't have time to put on heat protectant. I'm like, Linda, it only takes 30 seconds. You really don't have 30 seconds every 3 days? She goes, you don't have kids, you just don't understand what it's like. So I'm like, fair enough, you're absolutely right, I don't have kids, but you do want your hair to look better, right? She goes, what do you mean? It doesn't make hair look better, it just protects it from heat, right? And she sets me up for a perfect wrong. If you use the right heat protectant, your hair will be shinier and smoother and more resistant to humidity. Now, this person here isn't Linda, but you can still see the hair before the heat protectant right now. And then after the heat protectant, and as I brush the product through, you can see how much better, shinier, and cleaner the hair looks after the heat protectant. The best way for you to get this effect is with Redken's Thermal Spray 22. All you need to do is spray a fine mist into your hair and just make sure not to use so much that it gets the hair wet, and then just brush it through. Anyway, today I'm pretty sure Linda takes those 30 seconds to use the heat protectant because her hair looks a whole lot better, and it's all because the right heat protectant can immediately improve the look of your hair. Product number 4. All right, let's talk about hair porosity because there's a ton of controversy here. A while back, a client comes in and said, I just realized that I actually have low porosity hair. What products should I be using for low porosity hair? And if you aren't familiar, porosity refers to the outside layer of your hair called the cuticle. It's made of scales like a snake, and it determines how easy it is for moisture to escape from your hair. The way to tell what porosity your hair is by putting it in a glass of water and seeing if it floats or sinks. The only problem with porosity is, as I told my client, hair porosity is journalist hair care. Hair porosity advice lives in magazines and articles, not at all in the real world. The porosity articles are made to sell products. They're actually advertisements. They're not hair advice at all. I told her that journalism majors are the last people you want to get hair advice from. They're good at writing, they're not good at hair. Hair advice should come from people who dedicated their entire lives to helping people get better hair. And anyone who's seriously done that knows the porosity testing is the equivalent of the "which Disney princess are you" Facebook quizzes. And the reason for that is that there's a single product that completely negates porosity because it forms a protective barrier around your hair that completely stops any moisture from escaping. So she's like, ooh, what product is that? I need to get me some of that, especially if it's good for low porosity hair. And I'm like, no, porosity does not matter. That's not something you should think about because this product overrides that. She's like, okay, but stop beating around the bush and just tell me about the product. I go, this should be in every person's hair routine, whatever hair type, whatever hair porosity, whatever hair shape, you need to be using leave-in conditioner. If you use this on wash days, as soon as you get out of the shower, it'll form a barrier that locks the moisture from your conditioner inside your hair. That way, you don't have to worry about porosity or any of that nonsense. Total non-factor. And if this isn't in your routine already, you're gonna love the first time you use it because it'll instantly improve your hair. Product number 5. All right, so I have a client that's really picky about flyaways. Before she leaves, she's always like, can I have a mirror so I can look at my flyaways? She puts that mirror like right up against her face and she'll go like, there's this one little guy here. Can you make him lay down for me, please? And the answer is always, of course, because we work for her and it's always the stylist's job to give you what you want, or else you need to find a new one. So we lay it down and she goes, thanks, that's great, but I'm going to a destination wedding in a few weeks. How can I handle all the flyaways when I have to do it myself? I tell her, we actually made a video where we tried every flyaway hack that was out there. We tried aluminum foil to dryer sheets to products that were made specifically for this problem. And our favorite one was actually the TG stick because it was the strongest and it would get rid of any flyaway you had. But you have to be careful with this because it made the hair super heavy and greasy, which is why it got the hair to lay flat. So I said, this is amazing for a special event type of thing like her destination wedding, but this is not a product to be used every day because it'll make you wash every day. So she got one, went to her wedding, and the next time we saw her after she came back, she told us this was an absolute lifesaver because it immediately improved all the flyaways by making them go away.
Happy days.
Happy! Product number 6. All right, let's talk about volume really quickly. I have a client from up north who always says, can you give me more volume? I want my hair to look thicker and fuller, you know? Anyway, she was gonna go back up north for a couple of months, and so she asked us, how can I get this look when I go back up north? The salons, they are good, but they have to use like 10 cans of hairspray to get this effect, and it makes my hair all gross. So I'm like, okay, I can teach you, but you're gonna have to practice, and you're gonna need this product, so let me show you how to use it. This is called a root lifter. It coats the hair in an invisible layer of product that lifts the hair up and makes it seem thicker and fuller. My favorite root lifter is Kenra's Root Lifting Spray 13. All you have to do is spray it all the way down on your roots when your hair is wet and then blow dry it. Now, I haven't talked with her because she usually doesn't come back down here until around December or somewhere in there, but if she used this correctly, I can guarantee you it immediately improved her hair. Product number 7. All right, so this next product is something that I'm really trying to get the word out on because it makes such a huge difference in your hair. I had a client come in saying, my hair is crazy dry. No matter what I do, it's always dry. So I'm like, okay, easy fix. We'll get you on the Trinity routine. Here's how you use it and all that that jazz. And after we finish, she goes home happy. Her hair is not dry. But the next time she comes in, she's like, my hair was better for a couple of days, but it's dry again. I don't know what's going on. So I'm wondering myself, like, what could it be? I ask, how much leave-in conditioner are you using when you do your hair? She goes, about 10 sprays. And I'm like, okay, well, nothing wrong with that. How much oil are you using? She goes, 3 shakes of the Olaplex, just like we talked about. So I'm like completely stumped because she says she's doing everything fine. It seems like she knows what she's doing. And it wasn't until her next appointment that we actually figured it out. I went through literally everything step by step, like, how do you use your shampoo? Like, what about conditioner? And it was on the conditioner that she goes, oh my gosh, you use that much conditioner? I've been using like less than half of that. And the sad thing is, most women were never shown how much conditioner they should be using. And it's even harder because how much you need depends on how long your hair is. The definitive answer is you need to use enough conditioner to get that slimy feeling everywhere on your hair below your ears. If you don't do that, if you just put a random amount in your hand and start running it through your hair, you are starving your hair of moisture and it's never gonna live up to its potential, ever. So what I recommend is using less of your other products and more conditioner to immediately improve your hair. Please try this out for me. Product number 8. All right, so a new client comes in. She's like, I'm on vacation. Are you guys any good at blowouts? I should have said hair is my entire life. It's all I think about. I eat, sleep, and breathe hair. But instead, I thought about my YouTube channel's name and I was like, yeah, we're pretty good at blowouts. So we do a blowout, and at the end, she's looking in the mirror, kind of like playing with it. And if you do this for a living, you know when somebody isn't happy with their hair. Like you see the look or how they're messing with it, you can tell. So we ask, is everything okay? Is there anything you want us to change for you about your style? It's just my grays. I've been down here in Florida for 2 months and I missed my color appointments and my roots just look so bad. So I'm like, that's no problem at all. We can fix that in like 30 seconds. I come back with one of these little color sprays that you can use to cover up your roots. All you have to do is spray it where you want, and it takes care of everything. The funny thing is, you don't have to be that accurate where you spray it, and the color doesn't even need to be a perfect match. It kind of does it on its own.
That thing's pretty powerful. It packs a punch.
There's a bunch of stuff like this. There's powders, there's sticks, there's like makeup things that you go over your hair with. You can play around with any of them, totally up to you. All of them work pretty well. But the point is, I want you to know that you have this option available to you. I know you're not always able to get into the salon. Maybe you have your roots that week before your touch-up. You're like, oh, it looks so bad. This is a really, really easy way to instantly improve your hair. Anyway, we use it on her and she's like, my mind is blown. I had no idea this stuff even existed. Thank you so much. It's my husband and I's anniversary tonight and I'm gonna feel so much better going out to dinner with him. And it's in moments like that that you realize one of the best things about being a stylist is getting to be a part of people's memories. All right, so if you're looking to instantly improve your hair, check out my recommended product list. It's in the description. It has a hair type quiz that'll help you match the right products to your hair type. Do not buy another product until you at least check it out. Have a good one, guys.